Here's Navarro on the run. Navarro's going to keep it. Navarro for 6! Touchdown, Bobcat!
I feel I had a hard time staying in my own lane.
Oh my goodness! Red Murdoch! Pick 6!
Harvath inside the 30, the 20. Blake Harvath will score!
And Mendoza takes a big hit. He never saw it coming. Trey White got in there.
There's his man, Rucker. And nobody's going to catch him. Goodbye.
Intercepted!
Tyree Skipper, touchdown!
Telly again, why not? A step forward and make it 2 for Telly!
Quarterback keeper showing off the speed, steps on the gas, untouched.
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive, where we bring you the G5 college football coverage you love each and every week. I'm Luke. No Justice today, as he had some surgery today. So it is just me, solo. So I'm going to do my best. I'm doing everything today. I'm taking the timestamps. I'm doing all the slides. I'm going to try my best to interact with the comments here. If you guys have something to say, I'll try to get it out there. Doing it all today. So big load on my shoulders today. But if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching us on X, give us a follow, a like, and a retweet. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review. We are now talking about the MAC. We're going to look at our Week 12 in review. This is a battle for teams to become bowl eligible here. Tuesday games. Kent State at Akron. This was a great game as both teams traded scores and leads throughout. A key moment happened in the third when Ben Finley underthrew a wide receiver or didn't see Terrell Miller or both. The INT would lead to a Kent State touchdown, and just 3 plays later, the Golden Flashes would increase their 21-17 lead to now 28-17. After another score with about 1 minute into the fourth, Kent State leads 35-17, and it felt like this was over. However, an Akron touchdown, a rugby-style onside kick recovery, and a field goal would bring the Zips within 8. On Kent State's next possession, Drew DeShields would fumble when he took off, and Akron would recover it at their own 42. Later in that drive, Ben Finley would find Israel Polk for a 13-yard touchdown, and Marcel Williams on a 2-point conversion to tie the game at 35. We have OT. Kent State would get the ball first, and on their first play, Drew would find Banks for a 25-yard touchdown. Akron's turn, and Ben Finley would throw 2 incompletions on 3rd and 4th and 4. Kent State wins the wagon wheel. Akron wide receiver and Justice's offensive player of the week, Marcel Williams, 14 for 206 and 2. Kent State quarterback Drew DeShields, 17 of 25, 317 in the air, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Good game there by Kent State. And like I said, Kent State wins in overtime, 42-35. Ohio at Western Michigan. Western Michigan looking to go bowling in this one. Stop me if you've heard this. Parker Navarro threw an interception. It was early, but they were driving. Tate Hollick took it away. He nearly had another one later in the game. This interception, I feel like, really set the tone for the game. In the first third down conversion happened at the 7:37 mark of the third quarter. Both teams really struggled on third and distance. The third quarter featured 23 runs, 2 passes, and 1 penalty. Western Michigan scored first on a 1-yard Brock Lowry touchdown run. Ohio would respond with a 10-minute, 8-second drive that bled into the fourth quarter, which featured 9 runs by Navarro, 9 by Say Bangura, and Saya would cap off the drive with a 3-yard touchdown run to put the Bobcats up 13-10. And, you kind of have this feeling. Here we go again. Ohio has all these turnovers, and they're going to eke out another win. But that all changed when we got our first big explosive play of the game. Landry found Talik Williams for a 71-yard pass that took the Broncos from their 25-yard line to the Ohio 3. And Williams, if you missed the play, he looked like a magician. He was bottled up on the sideline and then just popped out of nowhere. Buckley would run it in from 3 yards out, put the Broncos up 17-3. And that's how Western Michigan would win by that same score, 17-3. I felt like Western Michigan missed opportunities in the first half, and then Ohio missed their opportunities in the second half. But to me, it felt like Western Michigan just missed more opportunities to cause turnovers in this one. However, they still pull this one out and are now bowl eligible. Wednesday games, we have Buffalo at Central Michigan. Both teams with 5 wins. Both teams look to become bowl eligible. Central Michigan did a good job of avoiding third down and distance. However, they got into third down and distance. When they got into third down and distance, they were only 2 of 10. Buffalo turnovers were the story of this game. Central Michigan will get on the board first when linebacker Jordan Kwiatkowski intercepted Roberson and ran it 48 yards back to the house. And then in the fourth, Central Michigan linebacker Dakota Cron recovered a strip sack for an 85-yard touchdown. It was the first time since October 7th, 2006 that Central Michigan scored 2 defensive touchdowns in a game, and Buffalo had 5 turnovers, 3 fumbles, and 2 interceptions. Buffalo utilized 3 quarterbacks. Roberson limped off in the fourth. Gunnar Gray finished the game. We'll kind of look to see if Roberson is able to go this week. What broke this game open was after a Buffalo field goal cut the Central Michigan lead to 4. It was 17-13, and then Joe Labus found Langston Lewis for a 75-yard touchdown and bumped that lead back up to 11 with 4:19 left in the third. And then the wheels would just fall off for Buffalo in the fourth. Buffalo would intercept Labus, but fumble the ball right back on the aforementioned Cron fumble recovery for a touchdown. Then Gray would throw an interception to Central, and they would score a touchdown to go up 38-13 with 6:36 left. They win by the final of 38-19. Central Michigan now bowl eligible. Northern Illinois at UMass. Northern Illinois would control every aspect of this game. UMass would get the ball first, be forced to punt. NIU would block that punt, set up their first points of the day by way of a 37-yard field goal. Then UMass would punt again, and NIU would march the ball down the field for a touchdown. It was 10-0 after 1. Then things got out of hand for UMass. A turnover on downs at the 21, at NIU's 21, then a missed 49-yard field goal. A fumble led to 21 points for the Huskies and a 31-0 halftime lead. NIU cruises in this one 45-3. UMass still looking for the first win of the season. It's going to be tough as they've got Ohio this week. Next game, we've got Toledo at Miami. Both teams here with 5 wins, looking to become bowl eligible. As I mentioned earlier, Daquan Finn missed this game. Henry Henson would get the start, and he's going to get the start moving forward. Toledo's defense played well in this one. They allowed 75 yards rushing, which is 2.3 yards per carry. They allowed 11 completions on 38 attempts for 47 yards. They had 3 interceptions. They nearly had a fourth as Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Interception was overturned to an incomplete pass. The defense had 6 sacks. They stopped Miami on 4 fourth downs, one of which was on Miami's first possession as Toledo stopped them at the Toledo 33. Gleason threw 2 interceptions on Toledo's first 2 drives of the game. First was on a 3rd and goal from the 8. The other was 1st and 10 from the Miami 36. It was 0-0 after 1, but Toledo would wake up in the second as the defense had another 4th down stop on a 4th and 1 at the Miami 46-yard line. Then Toledo would turn that into 7 points. Toledo would win this one 24-3 on the back of this dominant defense. Like I said, allowing 75 yards rushing, 147 through the air, had 3 interceptions, 6 sacks, 4 fourth down stops. Huge play to help the Toledo Rockets become bowl eligible. Let me take a sip. Saturday games. Eastern Michigan at Ball State. Ball State would only have 99 yards and 4 first downs in the first half. I'd like to make notes that 3 of those 4 first downs would come on Ball State's second possession. That second drive for Ball State would end in an interception. Eastern Michigan would be up 17-3 after the first half. Overall, Ball State played better in the second half, but once Kyle Kelly was sacked to start the fourth quarter and EMU would tack on a touchdown, it was over for sure. Eastern Michigan wins this one 24-9. The 24-9 Eastern Michigan win marks Chris Creighton's 200th career win, just the 38th FBS head coach to do so. Like I said, this was a big week for MAC teams to become bowl eligible. There are 3 of them this week join Ohio. We got Western Michigan, Central Michigan, and Toledo. Let's move into our Week 13 previews. Tuesday games. Akron versus Bowling Green, 7 p.m. Eastern. Kickoff, Bowling Green favored by 3.5 points. Over-under set at 46.5. I like the way Ben Finley has been playing in this Akron team. I'm going to take Akron and the points there with that 3 and a hook. So give me Akron and the points. UMass at Ohio. Like I said, UMass is the only team looking for a win this year. I think it's going to be hard to get against Ohio. At Ohio, 7 p.m. Eastern kickoff. Ohio favored by 32.5 points. I do feel like that is a large number given how Ohio's been just giving the ball back. So I think I am going to take UMass and the points, but I do look for Ohio to win this one. Western Michigan at Northern Illinois, 7 p.m. Eastern. Western Michigan favored by 6.5 points. Over-under set at 38.5. Give me Western Michigan and the points. I look for Brock Lowry to be the guy on the ground. This will be a Brock Lowry game there at Northern Illinois and DeKalb. Wednesday games, we got Miami at Buffalo, 7 p.m. Eastern kickoff. Miami favored by 1.5 points. Over-under set at 39.5 points. That kind of tells me maybe Roberson's not playing. That means Al-Jay Henderson's going to have to be everything there for Buffalo. I look for Miami to win this one on the road. Give me, I'm going to lay the points there, 1.5 with Miami. Central Michigan at Kent State, 7 p.m. Eastern kickoff. Central Michigan favored by 9.5 points. Over-under set at 47.5. I think I'm going to take Kent State in the points. However, I think Central Michigan wins this one on the road. Kent State been playing well. Central Michigan been having problems moving the ball on offense. Defense has been playing pretty well. So I'm going to take Kent State and the points. Saturday game, only one Saturday game here in the MAC. We've got Ball State at Toledo, 2 p.m. Eastern kickoff. Toledo favored by 27.5 points. Over-under set at 47.5. I'm just going to stay clear of this. Who knows what kind of Tucker Gleason game we have. I guess if I had to pick one, you got to make me pick one. I'm going to say Toledo. I'm going to lay the points with Toledo, but I don't feel great about it. Honestly, might take under 47.5. Maybe that's the play, under 47.5. This Toledo defense probably plays well. And then just run the ball there for Toledo. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. On X, give us a follow. And if you're listening to us in Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, please subscribe. Leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We're so grateful for the amount of support we've received, and we sincerely thank each and every one of you. The G5 Hive website's out there. I know a lot of you subscribed about that for those who play college fantasy football. We appreciate you. We appreciate the feedback. Again, word of mouth is the best way to help us grow retweet our stuff, like our stuff. Those 5-star reviews, they all help. Like, subscribe. Be sure to join us next week as we discuss what happened in Week 13. We look forward to what's coming in Week 14. And as always, bring you up to date with the latest news and happenings in the world of G5 college football. Until the next time, we are the G5 Hive.